The world of spaceflight is undergoing a revolution, one unlike anything humanity has witnessed since the dawn of the space age. Standing taller than the Statue of Liberty, gleaming with stainless steel armor and wrapped in a sense of audacity, SpaceX's Starship represents more than a rocket. It is a symbol of human ambition, an embodiment of engineering dreams once too bold to attempt. Where traditional rockets were built for single-use, delicate missions, Starship emerges as a titan, massive, reusable, powerful, and designed to carry not just payloads, but people, industry, and civilization itself. By its very existence, Starship reshapes our perception of the possible. It is no longer a question of whether humanity can reach other worlds, but how soon, how often, and how many of us will go. Starship is not simply an upgrade in technology, it is a shift in mindset. It tells us that space is not a place reserved for a select few astronauts, but a destination for thousands, even millions, in the generations to come. Starship is built upon principles that push the limits of physics and materials. Its stainless steel shell, once dismissed as outdated, proves ideal for withstanding extreme temperatures on re-entry. Its engines, the methane-fueled Raptor, represent one of the most advanced propulsion systems ever built, generating enormous thrust while remaining efficient enough to fuel long-distance missions to the Moon, Mars, and beyond. Starship's design is elegant in its brutality. Colossal tanks storing liquid oxygen and methane, heat shield tiles covering its belly like scales, and aerodynamic fins guiding it through the sky during its iconic belly flop descent. Everything about Starship is built around one central idea: reusability. Unlike traditional rockets, which burn up or sink into oceans after a single launch, Starship is designed to land, refuel, and fly again, dozens, even hundreds of times. This shift mirrors the transition from disposable aircraft in the early 1900s to modern aviation, where reusability transformed the world into a connected web of cities. Starship aims to do the same for planets. Until now, launching anything into space has been prohibitively expensive. Every kilogram sent into orbit required delicate planning, careful budgeting, and enormous financial sacrifice. With Starship, the economic landscape changes entirely. Theoretically capable of carrying over 100 tons to orbit, it becomes a freight train for space, one that reduces the cost of launch so dramatically that entire industries, once impossible, suddenly become viable. Imagine factories operating in orbit where microgravity creates materials not possible on Earth. Imagine telescopes larger than entire city blocks placed quietly in space, free from the distortion of our atmosphere. Imagine tourism among the stars or cargo transport between Earth and the Moon like shipping routes across oceans. Starship's scale, its truly unprecedented economy of mass, opens the doorway to all of this. And for the first time, the idea of space becoming an extension of human commerce isn't theoretical. It is practical. It is imminent. With Starship, the Moon becomes more than a destination. It becomes accessible terrain. NASA's Artemis program selects a variant of Starship to land humans on the lunar surface, setting the stage for a new era of exploration. No longer will lunar missions bring only a few small instruments or lightweight rovers. Starship can deliver entire habitats, power stations, drilling rigs, and scientific equipment by the tens of tons, transforming lunar exploration from minimalist survival to sustainable presence. Imagine astronauts walking the lunar surface with tools and vehicles spanning entire laboratories. Picture vast greenhouses flourishing under the filtered sunlight of lunar poles. Visualize infrastructure growing outward from landing sites like the first roots of a future settlement. With Starship, the moon becomes a place where humanity can begin to build, not sporadically, not temporarily, but continuously. It becomes the first stepping stone toward a solar system-wide civilization. Starship's design is not merely optimized for orbital flight. It is engineered from the ground up to go to Mars. Its fuel, methane, can be produced on the red planet through a process called in situ resource utilization, meaning future Martian settlers can create rocket propellant directly from the planet's atmosphere and frozen water. This makes Starship not just a spacecraft, but the backbone of an interplanetary supply chain. It is the first vehicle capable of making the round trip routinely. For the first time in human history, Mars becomes more than a red dot in the night sky. It becomes a colony waiting to be built. Starship can carry the heavy machinery required to shape Martian soil into bricks, extract water from ice, assemble domed habitats, or grow food in climate-controlled greenhouses. It can transport scientists, engineers, families, and entire teams of builders, laying the foundation for a settlement that could one day sustain itself. With Starship, Mars is no longer a distant dream. It becomes a destination, reachable, livable, familiar, and in time, it becomes a world where civilization can exist independently of Earth. Starship does not only revolutionize interplanetary travel, it transforms movement on Earth itself. The idea of point-to-point transportation using rockets once seemed absurd, the stuff of futurist thought experiments. But with Starship, the concept becomes technically feasible. In under an hour, passengers could theoretically travel from New York to Tokyo, Sydney to London, or Los Angeles to Dubai, reducing journeys once lasting half a day to mere minutes above the atmosphere. Although still experimental, this idea reveals something profound about Starship's potential. Its purpose extends far beyond exploration. It represents speed, efficiency, and global connection at a level humanity has never approached. Starship blurs the line between spaceflight and terrestrial transportation, hinting at a future where the boundaries between Earth and space grow thin. Humanity has launched rockets for decades, but none have been designed to serve as a bridge between worlds. Starship changes that. It is a machine with a singular identity, a planetary vehicle. It can launch from Earth, land on the Moon, refuel at a depot in orbit, touch down on Mars, recharge from Martian resources, and return home. In this way, Starship is not just a spacecraft. It becomes the first true interplanetary transport system. Its capability redefines our role in the solar system. It invites us to imagine not just missions, but migrations. Not just exploration, but expansion. Starship becomes the vessel that carries humanity beyond the cradle, allowing us to plant our roots among the stars. Starship represents more than steel, engines, and engineering. It captures a fundamental truth about humanity, that we are driven to explore, to build, to push outward into the unknown. It embodies our willingness to challenge limits, to reimagine the future, and to dream on a scale as vast as the cosmos itself. With Starship, the stars no longer feel out of reach. They feel like destinations waiting for us to arrive. As we stand at the dawn of this new era, we witness the birth of a machine capable of reshaping our civilization. Starship changes what we can build, where we can go, and who we can become. It alters our relationship with space from distant fascination to tangible frontier. And in doing so, it changes everything, not just for engineers or astronauts, but for all of humanity. Because Starship is not merely a rocket, it is the beginning of our next chapter, one that stretches beyond Earth, beyond the moon, and into the vast expanse where our future awaits.